Hello, everybody. Welcome to This Week in Falmouth. I am Michael.
And I'm Susan, and it's another week in Falmouth.
A beautiful week.
A
Nice weather.
beautiful week. Nice and cool. Very fallish, huh?
Yeah, it's beautiful. And
Mm-hmm.
even that rain yesterday was nice. It blew
Yeah.
out of here
And
halfway
necessary.
through the day. It was
Mm-hmm.
our annual golf tournament at Pocasset Golf Club. Ended up being a beautiful day. Everybody had a lot of fun.
Oh, that's good.
Thanks to everybody who came out to support the chamber. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
Big success. Wonderful,
Oh,
wonderful.
good. Yeah, and ultimately the weather turned out to be okay for golfing, so I'm glad for that.
Yeah. So what's going on this week?
Well, there's a lot going on. I mean, things have started to gear up, and there's a lot of virtual and some in-person things. We're going to start off with the Falmouth Academy Community Series, and this year that's going to be pre-recorded. They'll be showing it on various community television stations and their Facebook page and YouTube channel. So it is virtual. They'll be starting off with Claire Beams, author and a former Falmouth Academy faculty member. Novel is The Illness Lesson. She will read from her debut novel. This is a debut, and then speak with Falmouth Academy English teacher Monica Huff about her career and writing process.
Nice.
Falmouth Museums on the Green continues their virtual speaker series with Belva Lockwood for president. This is actually a virtual performance. This is Ann Barrett as the first woman presidential candidate. I bet you can't guess what year this occurred in.
I don't know.
1884. Before
Really?
women
1884?
even had the vote. Yes, before women had the vote, it was not against the law for them to run for president, and she did. She was an American attorney, politician, educator, and author, and the first woman to run a national presidential campaign.
That's fascinating. I never knew that.
Isn't that interesting? So,
yeah, it sure is.
She will give her lively campaign speech and outline her bid for the presidency, representing the newly formed Equal Rights Party. And that's Thursday, October 8th, 7 p.m., Falmouth Museums on the Green.
Oh, that's neat.
Isn't that neat? On Friday, October 9th, Belonging to Each Other has their fundraising silent auction with online bidding. And that actually runs until October 17th. And you have words to say about Belonging to Each Other.
Well, it's an amazing organization. You know, I'm honored to serve on the advisory committee. And what the group does is raise money to help homeless people here in Falmouth. So all the money raised is used to support those folks who unfortunately don't have a place to live during the winter. And that number, unfortunately, has increased year by year. And, we rent out homes for men and a home for women. And there are supervised places for folks to live and just provide people an opportunity to get back on their feet and get back to being able to afford their own homes. So
and have some shelter.
Absolutely. So this charity auction, this fundraiser is going to be very important in continuing that very important mission.
And there's over 50 items, including artwork, jewelry, gift certificates from local shops and restaurants and services, and fine wine. You can check out their website, bteofalmouth.com, for a preview of items and to do online bidding.
Nice.
On Friday, October 9th, from 10 to 11:30, the Center for Corporate and Professional Education, 4Cs, will be offering a Zoom class, Instagram Marketing 201, which is complementary to the 101 class. And this is the basic understanding of the Stories platform, filter, text, GIFs, and posts to enhance stories, video, utilizing Canva, and tips and tricks for better engagement.
Nice.
On Saturday, October 10th, from 9 to 12, the Woods Hole Public Library is having their first ever perennial and houseplant sale, and most of these plants were donated by local gardeners, so they'll be good plants for local growth. If you want to donate, they're still accepting donations. You can drop off your potted and labeled plants at the library courtyard from 10 to 2, October 8th or 9th. And again, this is
Nice.
at the library, and they will be socially distancing and masks are required.
Be
Yeah,
nice to get some new plants, as the weather gets colder and all, brighten up your house a little bit with some
yeah.
new
And it's a good
green
time to
friends.
plant right now to be ready for next year. So
Yeah,
particularly,
nice.
yeah. On Saturday, October 10th from 9 to noon, I'm sorry, from 10 to 1. The Craft of Cooking, Back to Basic, is back at Highfield Hall and Gardens. This is their last of the series of 4. The culinary instructor is Kay Benarock. And the basic this week is stewing, rice, salad dressings, and flatbread. So your skills will be rice cooking, vinaigrette, and working with yeast.
Yum.
Yeah, on Saturday, October 10th, again at Highfield Hall from 10 to noon, they will be having a fairy garden workshop. This is Anna Holmes, who's done several of these, and you will create your very own miniature fairy world garden.
That's so popular,
Isn't
and it
that
just kind of
popular?
goes hand in hand with Highfield now.
Exactly. And it actually may be sold out, but you can, call them and see if there's any
Sure.
opening. They start with a fairy story. They gather supplies and materials in the gardens, and they will be supplying a mini fairy house, tiny plants, moss, and special fairy trinkets.
How cool is that?
Isn't
That's
that
fun.
cool? Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
October 13th, which is a Tuesday, 7 o'clock, Falmouth Museum's another virtual talk. This is Furious Hours, Murder, Fraud, and the Last Trial of Harper Lee with Casey Sepp, I think is how she pronounces her last name, C-E-P.
Uh-huh.
There are 2 stories here. Back in the 70s, there was a trial involved a preacher who was accused of murdering 5 of his family members to collect insurance money. He
Wow.
was acquitted, however, was shot by a relative at the funeral of his last victim. So, despite hundreds of witnesses, the murderer was also acquitted, and thanks to the same attorney. And so apparently Harper Lee was investigating and creating a novel out of this case when she passed. And so this is the Casey Sepp. She visited the author's hometown, and she created a book about this incident and about Harper Lee's
Interesting.
investigation of it. Yeah, the last trial of Harper Lee. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, that's
And
cool.
yeah, and that's again Falmouth Museums. Look up on our website, falmouthchamber.com, or their website for information on how to get hooked up with the Zoom. On October 13th through the 20th, it's actually 2 Tuesdays, 2 90-minute sessions. Again, Center for Corporate and Professional Education from 11 to 12:30, managing your personal brand. This is a virtual Zoom. Looking to make a change in your career, want to change your perspective, freshen it up. They'll look at how you can best leverage social media to define and maintain the brand you want to put forward.
Nice.
On Tuesday, October 13th at 7 p.m., West Falmouth Library is having a mystery author Zoom talk, and this is Edith Maxwell, who will discuss her latest novel, Taken Too Soon, a Quaker Midwife Mystery. Yeah, and that's again West Falmouth Library. And Edith Maxwell can be found at edithmaxwell.com.
So many good things going on.
I know.
Hey, it's great.
On Wednesday, let me see, what do I got here? September 26th through November 7th, Katuitt Center for the Arts is having an exhibit on ceramics. This is called Dysfunctional, and it's actually ceramics that have no function. They are simply made for their aesthetic qualities, which is really different for ceramics.
Sure.
So this is curated by ceramic artist Lois Hirschberg and sculptor Neil Grant. And it's a group of Cape Cod artists challenging you to look at the medium of ceramics differently. And that's at the Katuitt Center for the Arts, yes. And they're now open Wednesdays through Saturdays, 10 to 4. Again, social distancing, mask required, all that stuff. There's also another exhibition, which will be September 26th through November 7th. And this one is Conversations with Weepy, by Jaime Elkins or Jamie Elkins. Yeah, I don't know how she pronounces her name. Anyway, dark, bold, and sometimes satirical, how Cape Cod artist Jamie, I would think, Elkins describes her work that reflects the response she has toward the world as she sees it. She spent more than a year visiting and painting a tree in Yarmouth Port, which she named Weepy.
Oh, Weepy the
Thus,
tree.
thus conversations with Weepy. Yes, and that's also at Tuitt Center for the Arts.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
remember, it reminds me of like the Giving Tree. Remember the Giving Tree,
Yeah,
that book?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Weepy the
Doesn't everyone
tree.
have a love affair with a tree now and then in their
I
life?
would bet so. Yeah, I could
Yeah,
easily see that happening. Yep.
it's kind of cool.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
On Thursday, October 8th, 1:30 to 4:30, Center for Corporate and Professional Education 4Cs. They're holding a virtual Zoom workshop on anti-harassment training for supervisors. So you can
Okay.
learn what their team is required to know regarding workplace harassment, including bystander requirements, complaint procedure, legal definitions, and so on and so forth.
Hmm.
And that's Thursday, October 8th. In fact, there's a couple here from the Center for Corporate and Professional Education 4Cs. The next one is Thursday from October 8th through October 29th. These are Thursdays, 4 of them, 4 to 7 p.m. And this is designing and building a professional website with Weebly. So this is geared towards novice or intermediate um, um, web creators, and helps you create a professional web presence. And you'll finish with a complete website and the skills to maintain it.
Yeah, Weebly makes it really easy, and to be able
It
to go to
does.
a class like that, yeah, you get right off. By the end of it, you'll have your page up and running, page
And you
is.
know how
Okay,
to
cool.
use it. Yeah, and you know how to use
That's
it.
awesome.
And then also they start their smart manufacturing program, and that runs from October 8th through January 19th. It's
Nice.
Tuesdays and Thursdays. It's a 15-week program. And this is an instructor-led remote program which prepares individuals to succeed in entry-level operation
Excuse me.
and assembly positions in
Oh,
modern production environments. Um, and they will be having some hands-on labs, but those have to be developed. They
that's cool.
haven't announced the times and place of that. That'll be
I
at
love
the
hearing about that
college.
manufacturing
Yeah,
today and
yeah.
assembly plants. That's awesome.
Oh yeah, and remind everyone that this is just a few courses that are highlighted. There are hundreds of courses over at 4Cs in their Center for Corporate and Professional Education. So certainly take a look through their catalog. They've got something for everybody there. Um, the virtual supper club series continues at Highfield Hall Thursday, October 8th from 6 to 7:30. This one will feature Dr. James Bellingham of WHOI, director of WHOI's Center for Marine Robotics and a pioneer in the development of autonomous marine robots.
Hmm.
He has led and participated in research around the world from the Arctic to the Antarctic. Dinner will be provided by Water Street Kitchen. The deadline to register for this is today because they have to set these things up. And so if you're interested in this, get on the horn and register. How it works is it's a Zoom lecture, but they deliver dinner to you and a little gift through a gift bag. And so,
All right.
that'll be Thursday, October 8th. Also on Thursday, October 8th from 6 to 7, another virtual Zoom workshop. This is called Developing Your Plan B workshop. The Community Development Partnership and SCORE cover two principal concepts, business triage and how to position yourself to generate sufficient cash flow to continue. And the webinar is free, but registration is required.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, good
And
stuff. A lot
then,
of good stuff this week,
yeah, a
huh?
lot of good stuff, a real wide variety of things.
Yeah.
Remember to check our website because there are ongoing exhibitions that are still ongoing. We won't continue to talk about them because we have already, but there are a lot of things going on. And then I'm also going to remind everybody that Falmouth Dog Parks is in the middle of their Howling Good Time photo contest. And you can email, it's a photo of your pet wearing a costume or in a Halloween setting for a chance to win an awesome prize. The submissions are open October 1st to October 24th, and then the winner will be announced on Halloween, October 31st. So Howland Good Photo Contest.
That's
And
awesome.
that's it.
You got to think about something for Ruby, you know. You should
Yeah.
do something for Ella, you know. It'd be fun.
Yeah.
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 Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot to do, a lot to choose from. Some food, some fairies, some history, science. Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah,
As it always is. To be here in Falmouth is just amazing.
There's a ton going on in Falmouth. So
And the weather's going to be nice and cool. It's
mhm.
going to be beautiful. So make it a great week.
Make it a great week.